Welcome to RichKat Ranch and Noodle November 23, hosted by Tony at Kettle Kitchen. I'm going to be sharing my family recipe for lasagna with homemade sauce. A lot of people I know are intimidated by lasagna, but this is very simple. It does take a little while because I like to let my sauce simmer for an hour or more if I can. So I am actually preparing this lasagna for tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of November, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving. My grown kids always request, in addition to turkey and dressing and all the fixins, they request my lasagna and my Mexican chicken and rice at holiday time. So I'm making my lasagna today, and I'm going to walk you through the process. Be sure you mark your calendars for December 3rd, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Be with us at Tony's channel, Kettle Kitchen, for a live stream where we'll be giving away prizes. To enter and be eligible for prizes, you simply watch all of the videos in the playlist for Noodle November 23. Leave a comment, like those videos, and also plan to be with us for sure at the live stream, because there's a possibility that in addition to comments from the videos being selected for prizes, there could be comments in the live stream chat that could also win you a prize. So make sure to join us, follow along while I make my lasagna, and I don't think there's anything else I needed to tell you about the collaboration. I will have a link for the playlist as well as a list of the channels who are participating this year in the description for this video, along with the instructions on how to make my lasagna. Hope you enjoy it. Happy holidays to everyone, and let's get started. Step one, I'm going to brown some ground beef and a roll of Jimmy Dean sausage. So I'll have 2 pounds of ground beef to the 1 pound of Jimmy Dean regular breakfast sausage. All right, so we've been browning our ground beef and sausage, and it's ready for the next steps. I've drained it of the grease. And I'm going to get some seasonings added to it. Basic stuff. So we're going to go with some salt. You can always go back and add a little more later, but I will tell you now that we're going to be adding water to the sauce, and that's going to obviously dilute the flavors. So we've added our salt. We're going to do some garlic powder. You can also use fresh garlic. And all of these seasonings, just like most of my recipes, are as little or as much as you like. It is lasagna, so I'm going to go what might be considered kind of heavy on the garlic, and then a little pepper. I think that'll use all the rest of this container of pepper. All right. Get this stirred around to coat the meat. You know it's a serious cooking day when I've got my apron on. Oh, that smells heavenly. I love the smell of garlic. All right, so we've got that meat seasoned, at least the first round of seasoning. And now to the meat, we're going to add 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 1 28-ounce can of Petite diced tomatoes, get that stirred around. Once I have this stirred nicely, I'll taste it. Then after I've added my water, I'll taste it again. All right, so let's do a taste. I mean, it's good right now, but let's get the water added. So I'm going to add 2 of these empty cans of water. So now we've got the 2 cans of water added to the meat and seasonings and tomatoes. Give this a good stir. Let that water get blended with the tomatoes. Seasoning will give it another taste. Yeah, and now it's totally bland. I mean, it's very tomatoey, but so now we're going to do another round of seasoning. Some salt. Some more garlic. I actually think it has enough pepper. I'm not going to add any more pepper. Get this stirred. So you can always just add the seasonings in small increments, tasting as you go to determine how much more of something you might need. You can also add a little basil to this if you like basil. In fact, I might add a little basil to it. I've got some dried basil up here, so let's get that out of the cabinet. The basil is basil from my very own garden. Let's taste this. That's pretty good right there. We're going to leave it just like that. Let's get the basil out. Just going to put all that in there. That's probably about a tablespoon of dried basil. There's just a lot of hurry up and wait that happens with this recipe. So now that everything is blended together, I don't think I'll be able to taste that basil yet, but I like excuses to do the taste tests. Let's get all this blended together. And now the secret ingredient, a 1/4 cup of sugar. That'll bring out the sweetness of the tomatoes and kind of bring all of these flavors together, believe it or not. Let's get that dissolved. You can see how liquidy that is, but you'll find out in just a little bit why we need all this liquid. Oh my gosh, that's so good. All right, so we're going to cover that, and I'm going to let it simmer for about 2 hours. Don't want to boil it. I just want to simmer it. That'll help break down the meat a little more and let the flavors all get blended together and infused into the meat. And then we'll be back in just a bit when it's time to start building the layers of our lasagna. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes left of letting that simmer for a couple of hours. I am going to add some Parmesan to the sauce. Give that the last 10 minutes for that Parmesan to melt. Not a whole lot. That was probably not quite a cup full of grated Parmesan, but a lot of this you would have to adjust based on how many people you're going to be feeding. If I didn't mention already, I am making a big lasagna, so you could easily have this recipe. All right, let's build a lasagna. So you can buy the, it's called oven-ready pasta. Costs you a little bit more. It's not necessary. Just buy the regular lasagna noodles. I like lots of cheese, so we're going to have a combination of some Parmesan cheese, some mozzarella. I love cheddar and everything, so I have a triple cheddar blend we'll use, and some ricotta. And I'm going to put a layer of the sauce in the bottom of the pan first, just so that the bottom lasagna noodles can soak that up and get softened. I've sprayed my pan with canola cooking spray. We'll put a little bit of this in the bottom of the pan. Again, as you can see, it's very watery, but we're about to find out why it's very watery. So here's the bottom of the pan. Just a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan. And now we're going to start our layers. I don't usually cook my lasagna in this big pan, but I forgot to buy one of the aluminum, throwaway pans. So I might have to do a little architectural changes on these lasagna noodles so they'll fit the curves of the pan. And we're just going to place our noodles on top of that layer of sauce. When I break the corners off, see, I can get it up against or closer to the side of the pan. It doesn't have to be exact, and these are going to swell up a little as they cook and absorb some of this liquid. So I'm going to get my layer of lasagna on the bottom, and then we'll go to the next layer. Okay, so I've got the bottom pretty covered. With the little corners that I broke off, I'll just fill in some of these spaces. Again, it'll all soften and expand as it cooks, and you won't know about any gaps. All right, so now on top of this layer, we're going to spread some sauce. Won't take a lot. That looks good there. And on top of that, we're going to start adding some cheese. Let's do the ricotta first. Doesn't have to be exact. Everything will melt and blend together. I may only have this one layer with the ricotta since I only bought one container of ricotta. Might be a little bit left over that we can put onto another layer. The cans of water we added to the sauce are to allow the noodles to cook as the lasagna bakes. And we just repeat this layering process until we've used all of our sauce. I'll start the oven preheating to 375 degrees. You want to just cover the noodles, if you can see that. We just need to cover them enough so that they have liquid to absorb to get cooked. You can use different cheeses if you like. This one will have the ricotta, the mozzarella, the parmesan. Yeah, let's put the last of the ricotta on this layer. And then a 3-cheese blend has white cheddar, sharp cheddar, and mild cheddar. This freezes really well, so what we don't eat tomorrow will be put into the freezer for some quick microwave meals in the future. And that just leaves 4 lasagna noodles in the box. But those will be used the next time I make a lasagna. It won't be one this big. I'll just need to buy one box of lasagna. So this is considered the top of the dish. I lost track of how many layers we might have had there. I want to cover this with foil. Here's the secret. When you've got a pan that's wider than your foil, I'm going to line up these edges. We're going to fold it about 1/2 inch. Crease it really well. Fold it again, also about 1/2 inch, just with that other fold. Crease it really well. And that crease, see, that crease goes down the middle. And then you've got water that will cover your pan. We want to seal this as best we can. So we're going to let it bake in the oven for 50 minutes, 50 minutes, at 375 with the foil on. All right, 50 minutes have passed. So let's see what we've got in here. Oh, it looks good. That might be done. It just might be done. Those noodles are cooked. I'll just get a bite of one and make sure it's ready. Yes, that's ready. I'm gonna let it sit and soak up a little more of the sauce. Oh my gosh, that was good. And then we will serve up a plate here in just a bit. There we go. See, look how those swelled up, and that's the biggest lasagna I ever made. Wow. Looking good.
Wait a minute.
All right, we're gonna get a little bit of this. Let's see what we think. Richard just can't even wait. He's gonna eat it right out of the pan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that turned out fantastic.
Feeling.
And there you have it. Okay, that's a wrap. Be sure to join us on December 3rd at Tony's channel Kettle Kitchen, 4 p.m. Pacific time for the live stream prize drawings. Let me know if you give this lasagna with homemade sauce a try and how it turns out for you. Happy holidays to everyone. Be safe, be happy, be well, be blessed. Love to all from RichKat Ranch. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.